The commercial real estate boom within data centers is over. There is a financial war going on. They no longer want to lend to data centers. These smaller REITs that raised billions of dollars are now in trouble. They came in early to learn how to build these data centers, and they made a lot of mistakes. And now they don't have the capital to keep these data centers operating. What do you do when you're put into this position? Within the next 5 years, there's going to be $1 trillion needed to keep these data centers operating. And these smaller REITs that jumped into the game wanting to profit are in deep trouble. What do? You can't get a loan. You either scale, which they can't because they got no capital. You merge or you sell or step aside, get foreclosed on. And that's the big news now that no one is talking about. On the flip side, the opportunity within data centers are that you can buy them at some point for pennies on the dollar. That will happen. A REIT that's called the Blue Owl raised $1.6 billion in capital to buy these troubled data centers, not making money, that don't have the capital they need to operate. Blue Owl is just sitting on the sidelines. No one's foreclosing right now, and these data centers are not up on the market, but they're going to be. This is the silent killer that no one's talking about, these data centers. How do you survive when they cut capital? How do you survive when they're not lending? The construction costs of these data centers are through the roof. It's really difficult to get these data centers built out the right way. One of the things I admire about Blackstone, in 2018, Blackstone decided to invest $250 billion on infrastructure for data centers. Whoever was building these data centers would have to plug in to Blackstone's infrastructure. Blackstone figured out how to get the infrastructure built correctly, but the individual REITs that were building out these data centers, there were trial and errors. There's a lot of different variables that are new. You got your engineers, you got everyone on deck. Doesn't mean that you're going to get 100% right, especially when it's your first run on building these data centers. Blackstone watched these mistakes. Now that these data centers are built and now that they have the intel on mistakes that these small REITs made, Blackstone is opening a REITs $1.75 billion to scale data centers. Know the correct way to build them and scale. From 2025 to 2028, $70 billion a quarter are going to be injected into the development of these data centers. Data centers are not going away. AI has become air to us. Everyone uses AI. It's the new norm, and it's moving really fast. Evidence of failures are Strat, Digital, and Digico Infrastructure REITs. They're scheduled to raise $575 million, and they only raised $31 million. They don't have the capital injection needed to continue their projects in their pipeline. They abandoned 3 major projects, one in California. Now the current data centers that are already built and operating, they have to go into their trust to pull money out to keep them operating. This is what separates the men from the boys. It's very difficult when you're getting into a new market. There's so many moving parts. Just the cooling system of a data center, there's gonna be a ton of mistakes. Blackstone, they do a really good job of giving you the infrastructure. We're gonna support you here. And then they watch you make these mistakes. And now, I'm sure that along with Blue Owl, Blackstone's also gonna come in and sweep up some of these data center failures that won't have the finance needed to operate, and they're gonna pick them up for pennies on the dollars. That's the name of the game. You're looking for the next opportunity. And with the war in capital that's occurring within data centers, there is going to be a lot of data centers that are going to hit the books. So stay tuned.